Hi, everyone. My name is Matthias. I'm the PTA at PS20 in Brooklyn. And I'm going to walk you through how to set up your kid's Google Classroom account for remote learning. So the New York City DOE is issuing basically Google accounts to all public school students. And we're going to use this to access Google Classroom and to use different services for remote learning. So there's going to be a few steps. I'm just going to kind of walk through them. The first step is to find out your kid's student ID and their email address. And this is something that your teacher should have hopefully already given you. And if not, you can get it from them. So you're going to need two things. The student ID is also called the OSIS number or the OSIS ID. It's a 9-digit number that's unique to each student. And then your kid's student email address should also have been given to you. And these are new. And they're basically going to be something like your kid's first name, initial of the last name, and a number at nycstudents.net. So if you don't already have these, then the best thing to do is to ask your teacher or perhaps check with the school's office to see if they have it for you. But you definitely need it before continuing. Once you have that information, the step 2 is to basically reset or choose a new password for that student account. And so for that, on your web browser, you're going to go to this URL. It's idm.nyc.edu/students. And I want to link to these slides so that you'll be able to, if you want, click on the link after watching the video. So if you go to this URL, idm.nycenet.edu/students, you should see a screen like this one. And when you get to that screen, you'll see that it's asking for the student's OSIS number and their date of birth. So again, the OSIS number, the student ID you should have gotten from your teacher. If you put in that number, it should be 9 digits, and you put in your student's birth date, then click continue. You should get this screen, which will give you your student's username. You actually already know this. This is just the first part of their email address. So in this case, my kid is Leon, so Leon B12 is their username. And you go ahead and click continue. And you're going to choose your password. And it's important that you choose a password that you're going to remember. You should write it down. I recommend just writing it down, even just on a piece of paper. And this is a password that you or your kid are going to use to log into their account. So write down a password, put it there both times, the same password, at least 8 characters, and then hit login. Reset password, and it should take you to this next step, and it should say you have successfully set your password. And so now you're all set with your students, your kid's New York City student ID. You can go ahead and try to access Google Classroom and see if it works. So we're going to step 3, log into Google Classroom. For this, on the same browser that you were using is fine. You go in the URL bar and type classroom.google.com. That is a Google Classroom site. And once you go to classroom.google.com, you will see an initial screen, and don't click continue yet. This screen will appear if you're already logged into a Google account. Like, for example, if you use Gmail on that computer, you'll see this screen. If you're not logged into any Google account, you'll see a different screen, and there'll be a button that says sort of sign in, and you can, or it says go to Google Classroom, and you'll get sort of like a login screen that we'll get to. But if you are already logged into Google, you will see this. And what you want to do is you don't want to click continue, because then that would take you to Google Classroom using your own account. You want to switch accounts to your kid's student account. So you click on the little drop down where you see your name and your Google email address or Gmail address. You click on it, and you will go to the Google Account Chooser. And so this is a screen that lets you choose among different Google accounts. So you have your own Gmail address or Google account. Your kid or kids now have their own Google accounts as well. So you can click on use another account. And then this is going to give you basically a Google login screen. And there, where it asks for the email or phone, you type in your kid's full nycstudents.net account. So this is their username plus at nycstudents.net. It's the email address that you got from your teacher initially. So you put that in and you click next. And then if you get this screen, this verification screen, it's fine. Just hit continue. You may not get it. That's okay. And then what you will see now is back to the DOE sign-in page. So the Google account is sort of going through the DOE to log in, and then we'll take you back to Google. So for sign-in, you'll have to put the information. So the username, again, is just the first part of their email address. This is the thing that was shown before when you reset the password. And then for password, just choose type a password, the new password that you wrote down when you did the password reset. And then you hit sign in. And if everything goes well and the password matches, you'll be redirected back to Google Classroom. And here, you'll probably see a screen a little bit different than what I'm showing. You will see a screen that's going to ask you, do you want to join this classroom? Your teacher probably already asked your student to join a classroom or invited them. So you may see like do you want to join, and just hit yes, hit join. If you've already joined, you will see basically any Google Classrooms that you've joined with this student account. And you can click on the top part, the part that's kind of has like a background color. In this case, it says 3.2.17. And that will take you to the Google Classroom. And if you notice on the top right, there's a little round circle. And if you click it, that's the Google Account Chooser again. And it's going to show you that you're logged in using the student account and not your own account. So that's how you can always check which account it's signed in as. So hopefully you got to this. And then Google Classroom itself, has like different controls and things and you can do. And hopefully your teacher will walk you through that, or we may put some more videos about using Google Classroom. And then the other thing I wanted to show you is if you click on there's a little sort of service chooser button next to the account chooser. It's a circle with 9 dots in it. That shows you all the different Google accounts, Google services that that your student's account has access to, which is similar to things that you may or may not use already. So they have access to their own Gmail, Google Drive, Docs, Calendar. Google Meet is a video conferencing service. So your teacher may ask, you or your student to go to these things depending on what kind of work they're trying to do, or to do video conferencing or not. Or they may just use Google Classroom, which is one of these services. So for example, I went there, I clicked on Gmail. This is now, my kid's Gmail account. You can see on the top right that it's logged in, using his account and not my own account. And by clicking that account chooser, you can sort of switch between accounts. Sometimes it gets a little confusing to have, if you're sharing a computer and you have one web browser and you keep switching between accounts, it can be confusing as to what you're seeing and whose account you're using. If you use Google Chrome on a computer, like a laptop or a desktop computer, and this is totally optional, you can go to the top bar and where it says people, this is when you're running Google Chrome, and you can click add person, and you will see a screen that unfortunately is not, I think it's appearing there, where you can sign in, sort of like, it's like a different kind of Google profile. And then under the people menu for Chrome, you'll be able to see like your account and like your kids' accounts, and you can sort of switch between them and they'll have different windows. That's just an option. Different devices work differently. If your kid has an iPad or a tablet that they use only themselves, then you won't need to do this. If they have something like, if you have a Chromebook, it works a little differently. So this is varying by computer. But that should be about it. If you have any questions, please email it@ps20.org. Either I or someone else on the school PTA board can help you answer questions. I hope you found this useful. Thank you.